So week one was about what I thought week one was going to be for my picks. It sucked. It's no surprise. Pretty much every year, week one pretty badly sucks for me. Right around 500. I'm used to it every year. The reality is I'm not the best in the world at it, first of all. Second of all, there's so much uncertainty that you don't really know what you're getting until these games actually start, especially with the limited amount of time starters play for the majority of these teams. You're going off of how they look on paper and expectations, and you're looking at training camp and draft and free agency trades, all of this stuff. It's hard to know. It's hard to know. But 8-8 picking winners last week, 7-9 against the spread. We'll see if we can do better in week two. Kind of a mix here with the Thursday night game that already happened. I thought Carolina would win. I thought Tampa would cover. Well, Tampa covered because they won. If you're a Panthers fan right now, you're 0-2, and your quarterback not only looks ridiculous, but his play is kind of ridiculous too. And when he talks about looking in the mirror like dog, you're wearing a scarf that my little German immigrant grandmother used to wear. I'm talking anything about looking in the mirror. Maybe a little less time focusing on your fucking lack of fashion sense and a little more time on your mechanics and being able to throw the ball accurately. It's just a thought, just a thought. But anyways, so split the difference there. Got the spread right, got the team wrong. Probably a lot of that this year. Who the hell knows? So let's get to the week two picks, shall we? The early Sunday games. You got the 49ers traveling to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. 49ers, 2 defensive touchdowns last week, beating the Bucks on the road. Meanwhile, the Bengals played the Seahawks really tough up in Seattle. It was a loss, but it was an impressive loss. You know, the spread going into that game, I think, was 9 points, and they only lost 21-20. That said, I actually like the 49ers here. Give me the 49ers plus the 2. The Chargers traveling to Detroit to take on the Lions. Give me the Chargers and the minus the 2 all day long. You've got Minnesota traveling to Green Bay to take on the 1-0 Packers. You know, an early season key matchup, key NFC North rivalry game. And the reality is, as much as it might annoy Bears fans for me to say this, for many years now, the most prominent rivalry in that division has been the Vikings and the Packers, and it has not been close. So you've got the Vikings coming off of that really impressive week 1 win over the Atlanta Falcons, where they dominated, and the final score did not indicate just how much they truly dominated. The Packers found a way to win in week 1. They needed to, and they found a way to get it done. Their defense is perhaps a little improved. I didn't like some of the things I saw from them offensively. I think the defense in some ways for the Packers was helped by just how bad the Bears were offensively. The Packers won, but the Vikings dominated. I know the Vikings are on the road, but give me the Vikings to win minus the 2.5. You've got the Colts traveling to Tennessee to take on the Titans. Colts, hard-fought loss last week on the road against the Chargers. The Titans coming off of that big, impressive road victory over the Cleveland Browns. Give me the Titans minus the 3. The Patriots travel to Miami to take on the Dolphins. Ooh. Minka Fitzpatrick wants out. This is getting ugly. The Patriots favored by 19. You know, that spread is so massive. You wonder if it's an overreaction to a 49-point loss in week number 1, an absolute drubbing by Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. That said, you'd assume the Patriots are going to be utilizing Antonio Brown some this week. This team, the Dolphins, absolutely stinks. There is no question they were trying to tank. There's a massive spread, and sometimes Belichick in some of these divisional games, they could be a little closer than it should be. But Miami looked so bad, and New England looked so good in week 1. Like, it is really hard to go against them. I'll take New England minus the 19. You got the Bills traveling to New York, to take on the Giants. Looking at this matchup, the Bills won ugly in week number 1. The Giants lost kind of ugly in week number 1. It's just the reality of it. It's a big game for the Giants in the sense of if they lose this game, you can already get a sense of where their season is going. It's probably going to eventually head there anyways. But the Bills have a little bit of confidence because they won a game that they should have lost. And now with the news about the Jets and Sam Darnold being out and da-da-da-da-da, they see an opportunity to clearly pounce and be the second best team in that division. That said, I like the Giants at home. Give me the Giants plus the 1. You got the Seahawks traveling to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. The Steelers looked so unprepared and so poorly equipped to take on the Patriots. Like it was night and day on Sunday night. But at the same token, the Seahawks were at home in week 1 and they played really poorly. Maybe you say the Bengals played up a certain level, perhaps. But that was a game the Seahawks should have won by more than what they did. The Steelers need this game. Give me the Steelers minus the 3.5. You've got Dallas traveling to Washington to take on the Redskins. Just found out now that Darius Geis is going to be out for an extended period of time with another injury, which means Adrian Peterson is going to be back in the lineup. The Cowboys looked damn near like a juggernaut in week number 1. And again, you don't want to overreact too much to week number 1, as easy as it is, because it's the most recent memory that we have. But they look like a balanced, complete team. The Redskins will be without Jonathan Allen, their star defensive end. So that hurts them up front. But I just think the Cowboys are too much. It's only a 5-point spread. I like the Cowboys here minus the 5. You've got the Cardinals traveling to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Kyler Murray coming off of that great fourth quarter and overtime performance last week against the Lions to bring his team back to tie that game. And then we all know what Lamar Jackson did, 340 yards passing, 5 touchdowns. He was crazy good against a shitty Dolphins team. The Ravens are giving 13, here at home. That's a lot. But I like the Ravens to win. But 13, again, that's a lot. I will take the Cardinals to cover that 13-point spread. Then you got Jacksonville traveling to Houston to take on the Texans. The Gardner Minshew era has begun in Jacksonville. Are you excited? Maybe. Meanwhile, the Texans, as much as Deshaun Watson tried, Bill O'Brien made sure they didn't win in week number 1. Yeah, run that prevent, because that always works out for you so well. I think Houston rebounds, because it was a tough loss. They had every opportunity to win that game Monday night against the Saints. Give me the Texans to win, but in a bit of a surprise, give me the Jacksonville Jaguars to cover the 8.5. The Sunday late games, you got Kansas City traveling to Oakland to take on the Raiders. The spread is the Chiefs only by 7. I know they lost Tyreek Hill, and the Raiders won in week 1. And it's a divisional game and all that shit, but give me a break. Give me the Chiefs minus the 7. You got the Bears traveling to Denver to take on the Broncos. The Bears are going in as 2-point favorites, which you almost feel like this could kind of be a pick'em game based off of how bad Trubisky looked and how bad Nagy's play calling was in week 1 and how unimpressive and uninspired the Broncos looked in the first half against the Raiders on Monday night. That said, I like Chicago to come back. They're the better team. Give me the Bears minus the 2. And then you've got New Orleans traveling to Los Angeles to take on the Rams. The Saints' chance at revenge for last year's NFC Championship game. You can tell I'm recording this video late as hell. The Rams come in as 2-point favorites. You've got to think and you've got to expect, wouldn't you, that the Saints are going to be all types of amped up and ramped up for this game, and especially feeling good coming off of winning on Monday night over the Texans at home. And meanwhile, the Rams had a nice victory themselves in week 1, beating the Panthers in Carolina. I like the Saints here. This is a revenge spot for them. It's probably more important for them from a mental and psychological standpoint to win this game. I'll take the Saints plus the 2. The Sunday night game, you've got the Eagles traveling to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. The Eagles weren't very good in the first half Sunday against the Redskins, but in the second half, they came on like gangbusters. Deshaun Jackson had a big day. Carson Wentz was dropping dimes all over the place. Meanwhile, the Atlanta Falcons, thanks for playing, but you didn't really try Sunday against the Vikings. They got boat raced. I'll take the Falcons plus the 2. They're at home. They need this win. Like I said, I saw some holes in the first half for Philly, both offensively and defensively. And then the Monday night game, you got the Browns traveling to MetLife Stadium to take on the Jets, who will be without Sam Darnold. Caught himself the kissing disease. Mono. How about that? At time of this recording, the spread is the Browns -6. Give me the Browns minus the 6. Oof. Takes down the value of the matchup. You know, it was going to be Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold, two quarterbacks from the 2018 draft class. And now it's not. And that sucks. That's part of the reason you put a game like that on Monday night. And already, Sam Darnold's out. Well, those are my picks for this week. You can go up against me in the comments section, and then you can bash my brains in by being better than me, and then come on here and taunt me about how much better you are than me. Hope that gives you joy, because it should.